We have with us today Mr. Patrick Figgis, Global Healthcare Leader, PwC. Welcome, Mr. Figgis. Tell us about the structure of the global healthcare sector. Because in India we have it's highly in the unorganized sector. We have independent, hospitals, the doctor-run, clinics, and a growing health corporate sector, but it's yet to have a major presence in terms of the healthcare percentage of healthcare delivery. So if you could tell us, is it what we see globally, or is there something different when it comes to the structure?
I think health generally, the industry as a whole, is changing significantly, and that's driven, and we may touch on this in a moment, by some of the major drivers of change that are happening across the world. So what we're seeing is established players having to adapt. Now those players are still around. They're still the payers, the providers of health care services around the world. But we're also seeing a number of new entrants entering the market because they see opportunity, frankly, because there are health needs around the world. And we're seeing, therefore, health expand beyond its traditional boundaries in impacting consumer goods companies, technology companies, telcos, and so on and so forth. So there are a number of new players, new actors in the health industry that wouldn't have existed 10 years ago. And I frankly see that trend is going to continue over the next few years.
You're talking about various sectors, the new entrants, the technology players that are coming into the field. The point which I was trying to make was to understand, is the role of the public healthcare providers diminishing, or are we seeing more of an active role in terms of the new private healthcare players globally? What is the situation?
Well, everybody's under pressure. You're seeing governments under pressure. You're seeing pressure around the world from some of the acute challenges that health provides the world society today. And where there is that sort of pressure, where there's a constant search for new innovation, where there's a constant search for doing things in a better way, to improve access, to improve quality, to do things in a world where, frankly, we don't have unlimited resources, where some of the financial constraints are very, very significant for governments around the world, it's inevitable that everybody looks for new models. Is there a better way? Is there a different way of providing quality care to people around the world at affordable prices? And therefore you're going to see increasing partnerships, increasing collaborations, greater moves towards public-private arrangements, and everybody reassessing what is the best model for delivering world-class healthcare in their particular territories. So I do see, again, change in that sort of area as well.
We are in the process of having a new healthcare policy in place, and we are talking about universal health assurance. So for the 1.3 billion people population, when we are talking about health assurance, you have been talking about the transformation that is needed. So do you think that you can suggest a model or sort of examples which one could give that could really make this possible, this healthcare transformation?
Well, listen, I'd be a rich man if I had an answer to that question which is asked wherever I go around the world. The simple truth is that there is no one single system that you can just pick up and put into an individual territory. And that isn't the way that it's going to work, because you have to be very conscious of local culture, of the way that business and health is delivered, the history, the way that access is provided, the way that the current system is currently run. So it's not enough just to say, I'll take that business model, that model that works over there, and transport it over here. But I do see that it doesn't matter which markets you go to, whether you're in the Middle East, whether you're in Southeast Asia, whether you're in the Americas, whether you're in South America, Mexico, or wherever. Similar questions are being asked, which is, what is the best innovations? What are the best ideas that you're seeing around the world that we can learn from? Now that doesn't mean that you have to take the whole system and import it, but are there little nuggets that you're seeing, maybe in Spain, maybe in the UK, maybe in Singapore, maybe somewhere else? Are there little nuggets that you can use that will influence the way that health is delivered in your own particular country? And clearly one of those elements is insurance, and you're seeing a growth of the access into insurance models. And so the provision of insurance models is something that people are testing in different ways. You're seeing that right across the world in different ways. But there isn't a single model that you can just pick up and put down into another particular market.
So you talked about the convergence of various technologies and technology providers and the coming together of companies representing various sectors to provide the kind of transformational healthcare. Which are the sectors that would probably be most needed, required to make this happen?
Well, listen, I feel fundamentally that health impacts each and every one of us in the world. There's very little else that binds us together as a community, as a society. Health is there just having an impact on you, on me, on our loved ones, on everybody in society. And I see health as being at the center, at the core of pretty much every sector. And that's true of what we eat. So it impacts, the retail sector, and you can see some retail companies having a massive difference in their approach to healthy foods, the promotion of healthy foods, the delivery of health as part of a strategy. In consumer goods, there's a thirst for consumers to want to know how many steps they're taking, to have wearable devices on their wrists, or in their pockets or whatever, because they want to know how many steps they've taken, they want to know how active they are, they want to know how many stairs they've climbed. You can see some of the mobile phones now having apps there that are recording your heartbeat and so on and so forth, because you and I are needing to take greater personal responsibility for our health and well-being. So I see it true in manufacturing, I see it true of financial services. Wherever you go, health is at the heart of many of the conversations that our clients are having, irrespective of the sectors that they're in, because health is at the heart of one of the biggest issues facing society today. And it's absolutely right that every sector looks at health. Every employer looks at the sort of contract, if you like, that we have as responsible employers to how we're promoting health in the workplace. To challenge ourselves as to, are we doing the right thing that encourages people to look after themselves, to prevent some of the health problems which are stacking up, so that we're encouraging actions that allow us and allow our staff and allow our people to encourage prevention as much as curing the problems that we have in the health system.